Welcome into the NBA closing line for Sunday, April 28th. Key Ski Profit. I am Drew Martin. We're breaking down the two games on tonight's slate. Also, maybe a look ahead towards the early week games in the NBA playoffs. Guys, please join in the chat box, whatever you're wanting to hear about, and please smash the like button. It helps Ski and I out. Ski on Twitter at Ski Profit. Welcome into the show. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well, Drew. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little tired, but I'm never too tired to win some money. So I'm ready to get to it.
Not too late of a night last night for you?
Nah. I mean, I just was watching the game. That's all. Nothing too major. So another day, another dollar. Ready to get to it.
Absolutely. Another day, another dollar. Good way to put it. And let's get right to the games, man. Let's give the people what they want. We got some early starts on the Sunday docket. 1 o'clock Eastern, with that 10 o'clock Pacific. Boston, Milwaukee, 223.5, -8 pretty much across the board. Bovada showing a 7.5. That's Milwaukee laying at home. The total taking a tick to the under, 224 down to 223.5. What are your initial thoughts here with the Celtics and Bucks?
First off, this is my favorite, as far as a fan standpoint, favorite series to watch in this round. I like it more than that Golden State and Rockets series. I just think it's. I think this is a toss up. I mean, I know a lot of people think the Bucks are clear cut to come out of the East, but I don't see it that way. I think it'll be a very, very interesting series. In this game here, I think if you're looking to back the Bucks, you would have to do so early. The Bucks they've been great first quarter, first half, but on the first quarter they're 8-2, their last 10. And Boston, they've been terrible on the first quarter. They're 1-7, their last eight first quarters. So if you're taking the Bucks, the first quarter should be pretty good. I would like it more than the first half just because Celtics, they're 7-3 last 10 first half. So first quarters have been terrible. Second quarters have been much better. So I mean the Bucks have kind of adjusted as well. I think the first half is 4.5 and the first quarter is 3. But at the same time, Milwaukee's rested. They got the sweep. They're at home. So I would like that advantage for Milwaukee. As far as the full game, I think it's too many points. I don't think that Milwaukee is 8 points better than Boston. And we kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. You, Ian, and I. Boston could be a play against the spread every game. Milwaukee could win the series. A couple stats. Boston 3-0 win the spread, +6 to +9. They're 9-6 as a road dog. 16-13 versus 55% win teams are greater. 7-1 against the spread their last eight. Brad Stevens, he's 20-10 against the spread after a win. I'm on the Celtics. I took them yesterday at 7.5. I see there's an 8. I mean, it doesn't bother me that the line moves against me. I think it's too many points here. I like the Celtics plus the points. What was the total one more time?
Celtics plus the points. Total 223.5 right now.
223.5. And it's been doing some moving. I've been watching it today. I think it opened at 224 and it dropped down to 222.5. And I was agreeing with that movement. Two great defensive teams, defensive efficiency on the season, sixth and first. Bucks do like to play fast. They're fifth in pace on the season, fifth in place in the playoffs. Celtics, they slowed it a little bit down in the playoffs, but maybe it's just because they played Indiana. As far as playoff ratings, number one defensive rating is Boston. Number three is the Bucks. I think it'll be a defensive game, a full out game, defensive chess match type of game. And I think we see less points. I like the under in this game as well.
Like in the under as well. So, and you're right. At Heritage, it just moved a tick, just went orange on SBR odds down to 222.5 at Heritage. So it is moving all around depending what book you're shopping. And we see it game one here. I always think game ones are a little bit tougher as far as totals go, Ski, because both of these two teams, we're not exactly sure what they're going to do in terms of pace wise, right? So does that make you a little hesitant to bet the total, or you think there's actually more value in maybe the under just because it's, playoff basketball?
Um, I just kind of think of how I think the game's going to go. It doesn't really scare me away just because it's the first game. How I look at this game, I mean, in general, I talked to Jimmy a lot this year when we kept Boston games, and we say, if Boston's going to win this game here, they're going to play defense and they're going to play a little bit slower. And I think that's what we're going to see here. And they're more than capable of playing defense. And Milwaukee, I mean, we know they want to run, but we know there's a great defensive team as well. So, like you said, we don't know what pace we're going to get, but one thing we know for sure, both teams are great on defense. Um, Boston, they've had a little trouble on offense. Milwaukee, not so much. They kind of just keep it going on offense, but two very good defensive teams in the first game with a great coach, two great coaches. I think we don't see so many points here. It's not going to be so much running up and down and not so many points.
And in your opinion, Ski, the winner of this series wins the East, correct?
Correct. I do like what I seen from Toronto lately, but I still stick to my original opinion. I do think whoever wins this wins the East. And also, for people thinking maybe the series goes 7 games, or I mean, I think it's a close series as well. Plus 1.5 games for Boston is plus 100. So that could be a look if you're liking the series to go 7 games, or yeah, 7 games.
That's a cool bet. What sportsbook has that?
I found it at Bet Online. You would go to I think it says series props, maybe, but yeah, it's on Bet Online.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Bet Online is a good sports book, and usually they're the ones that come out with the openers as far as multiple sports. So good sports book there. And plus 1.5. So if it goes to 7 games, you win your ticket on Boston, and if Boston wins the series, both of those would cash that, right?
Right, right, and you're getting plus 100, so I think that's a pretty solid bet. I mean, at the same time, I mean, you can also Boston is what, like almost plus 300 here. I mean, you maybe think if it's going to go 7, you think they're going to win one of the first 2 games. Not necessarily they will, but I mean, they could always lose 2 on the road and win 2 at home. But I mean, you could take that money line too. But I do think that plus 1.5 is a great bet.
Good stuff, Ski. And guys, if you could retweet on Twitter, the show's out. We're here every Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Ski Profit and myself, Ian Cameron, joins us on Saturdays, breaking down the NBA slate. We got first quarter bets, first half bets, full game bets, all of the above. Ski, just real quick on last night's games, man. Did you take anything from the San Antonio Denver game or the Philadelphia Toronto game, which you nailed on that under with your best bet as far as that total goes in the Philadelphia Toronto game? Anything you think the watchers need to know about, things you took away from those 2 games that you can use going forward?
Yeah. First off, I'll say if you hear that announcement, I am at work today. My manager's being a little annoying or a little lazy. They don't want to walk around. They just want to get on the announcer. But from those games yesterday, first off, I have to say it was very strange that the Spurs didn't foul at the end. I couldn't really stop thinking about that. But the one thing I'll take from the game, I mean, I talked about Toronto's defense yesterday, and I just saw it again. I mean, it was on display. They can shut them down. And I said that Toronto maybe wins in 6. I think it could even be 5. Maybe I was a little more down on Toronto than I needed to be. That's what I learned from yesterday. Toronto's, I mean, I already know they're great on defense, but just Kawhi and Siakam, they can shut down a couple players and also put up plenty of points. So that's one thing that I maybe need to look at a little more.
Okay, that makes sense, and we saw it on display last night as far as holding them under 100 points, the 76ers, and they cruised to victory, covering and the under hit. So your best bet hit, Ian's best bet hit, mine lost. So I think we moved to 9-4 on the season out the gate in best bets. So not a bad showing there out of the gate, best bet wise. You got your eye on a best bet for today's show, or is it between a couple?
My best bet, it is between a couple, honestly. I like to just go through the games. When I talk about them, like I kept these games before. I have a feel about what I think about the games. And then sometimes hearing myself talk about them or talk to you or even see the chat, I kind of helps me finalize my decision.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I like to talk about it a little bit. We got Red Girl is on fire, and she is bad from Alex. Absolutely. Marshall Hoffman in the house. Buck hunting season. We got Samuel. What's up, man? Tomar. Always good ideas here. Spurs were gazed in altitude at the end. Just quit after missing shots. Yeah, you spoke about it in terms of last night's game. So not fouling at the end. Do you think that it was something due to the atmosphere in the stadium or what, Popovich? Why do you think that was?
I cannot figure it out. I mean, for as long as I've played basketball, if you're down 4 points with, I mean, 26 seconds, you're not going to wait. They got 24 seconds to shoot the ball. I don't know why you don't foul. I mean, they're saying they don't hear, or Popovich said maybe they didn't hear him, but I feel like every basketball player should know to foul. So I just didn't understand, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something that a coach wouldn't even need to tell you. You know, when you get to heck, even the high school, college, NBA ranks, you would think that the players would know that. I don't know. It must have been confusion of some sort. Ski. So, what are your basketball playing days like nowadays?
Man, honestly, I don't have time anymore, but I will eventually. I know I have a great shot. It doesn't go away. I went to the park like a month ago, and I can make jump shot after jump shot still. So, I mean, I'm gonna get back out there eventually.
All right, man. So you dominate out there. You just kind of like hanging on, like compared to the other guys out there on the court.
Well, right now, let's say I play. It all depends where you play. When I play with
Yeah.
guys who like, it's a lot of guys I know who are like college athletes, and when I'm out there, I'm kind of just now. I'm just like I'm hanging. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah,
But
just a shooter.
yeah, exactly. I'll shoot. I mean, they know they can pass it to me in the corner. I'll make it. I'll play some defense. But I mean, before when I actually played, I was really good. I broke my leg, and that kind of helped me back. But there was games I did really good, and I definitely enjoy it.
Nice, man. Hey, out of all the low baggers out there that we've met in like Vegas or in LA and stuff, who do you think's the best basketball player?
If I have to pick, um, wow, that's a hard question. I'm gonna go with Wham because Wham is very tall, and I just think Wham knows what he's doing. So I'll go with OG Trap Wham.
Yeah, he looks like he's an athlete. I wouldn't want to be guarding him all night, that's for sure. We got Fulton in the house. Chris Favors, what's up? Good morning, guys. Gabriel Hernandez, Rashad Sutton, what is good? Paco Healy, what's up, man? How are you? NBA playoffs today. Early starts, guys. We got Ralph Portuando on Twitter. He's throwing out some good plays. What's up, Ralph? J93, the writer in the house. Red Girl, good morning to you. Sharp Money, what is up? Joe Rich Ramirez. Yes, Ski is a good person to follow on Twitter, at Ski Profit on Twitter. If you're not following him, you need to. He's throwing out a lot of good bets on Twitter. Also, here on the show, best bets off to a 9-4 shot start to the NBA playoffs. But Ski, anything else you want to throw out in this game before we move on to the second game?
Yeah, just talk about the series a little bit more. Um, Milwaukee has been great, but it's not a team that's been there and done it before. I mean, last year Boston is a team that's been there and done it. And last year, honestly, Boston was killing Milwaukee. The backup, not even Kyrie, Rozier was destroying Bledsoe. I don't know if we can trust Bledsoe. I don't know if we can trust Middleton. Yeah, maybe we can trust Giannis, but we haven't even really seen him have to take over a game or like win close games. All of their games have been blowouts. Kyrie is the clutch god. We've seen it from Kyrie time after time after time. All of those, majority of the Celtics, Tatum, Jalen, Rozier, they were all there. They all played those tough games. They're ready. So I like the Celtics in the series.
All right, liking the Celtics to, I guess, an upset for the Bucks. We got Chase in the house, X Factor. Happy Sunday to you. Paco saying I'd pick the 5'6" Mexi. He's talking about who's the best basketball player. You know Paco Healy, Ski?
Yep, I know Paco. Paco
Yeah.
probably has a mean jump shot.
He could be pretty good. I doubt he'd be better than OG Wham, though, man.
Yeah, like you said, I don't want to be guarding Wham all night.
No, he looks like he could body you up. All right, good. Lot of people in the chat, guys. Thanks for chiming in. Feel free to throw out what you guys are betting and market it however you'd like. Taint play of the day, barbecue scandal play of the day, whatever you guys want to throw out. So, Paco, I think he's agreeing not so much. So that's a good one. All right, let's move on down to the second game here, Ski. We only got 2 games, so we'll break them both down and then come back in conclusion and throw out best bets at the end. We got Houston, Golden State, the 1 seed. Warriors laying 5.5 game one, 224.5 the total. Golden State obviously at home here. As far as the total movement, it has moved down 4 points since the open. So heavy under money here, Ski. Also 6.5 down to 5.5. So Houston taking money as well. What are your initial thoughts here on Houston Golden State?
Sorry, one more time. On that total, you said it dropped 4 points?
Yeah, I'm seeing from the opener 228 at SBR odds down to 224, 224 and a half. And yeah, I guess it depends what opener you're going off of because Pinnacle has only moved 2 points, seeing 220. Let's see, 228. Yeah, that's going off of bookmakers open, initial open down to 224. So 4 point move at bookmaker from the open to right now.
That's interesting. I didn't see that. I don't like taking the ass end of a line when it's that big of a move. I definitely agree with the move towards the under. Um, we have. Oh, first off, I have to give a shout out to my man Nutflesh Island's son, Caden, great baseball player, but his favorite team is the Warriors. He knows these Warriors, and he said it time and time again. Ski, the Warriors are just playing with everybody. They're not taking them serious. They're gonna
I can see
kill
that.
Houston. So I agree with them. I don't think Houston is better than Golden State. People are saying, look at how Golden State lost to the Clippers. Maybe they're just disinterested. They're the better team. Another point, we had or they had Dave Mason talk to Jimmy on the Lowback show. He said that the Bucks need Golden State to win. You have the best team. The Bucks need them to win. Why would you go against that? And go ahead, Drew.
I wouldn't. I think that all adds up, and I agree with your friend's son as far as there's some of that to it. They're playing with them, and if they're feeling, their season is really on the line, and they might lose a series, I could see them coming out, all guns blazing in the Warriors like we've seen in the past. Whereas if they're not pushed up against it, just like it's human nature, you're not going to go full board. But yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, and I'll say Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are dealing with ankle injuries. I never like to see that. Klay Thompson, especially, we need him to play defense on Harden. I did read that maybe Klay could potentially miss this game. Steph plans to play. Um, I'll cap as if both of them are playing. Uh, a couple stats. When the spread is +4 to +7, Houston is 2-1. They're 8-6 as a road dog. They're 22, 14-1 versus 55% win teams or more. So they played up for competition. They're 3-1 against the spread versus Golden State this year, but I don't think you get the maximum effort from Golden State in the regular season that you're going to get here. In this game, the spread has dipped all the way down to what? Do you see a 5, Drew?
I see 5.5s mostly. I do not. Yes, 1-5. I don't know if we're going to count Bovada on the show. I always like to. It's on there. It's an SBR book. So yeah, there's a 5 at Bovada in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I understand why everybody is backing the Rockets. The Rockets got extra rest. Golden State is not looking healthy, but I just can't put my money on the Rockets. Um, I think Golden State is way better. I'll say a couple more stats. One way I like to look at this game, I like them on the full game, but I also like them on the third quarter. Golden State is number one on the third quarter. They average 31.6 points per game at home. Houston, they're number 13 in the third quarter, averaging 26.4 points away. And my thinking is Houston is more rested. Golden State is dealing with a couple injuries. Maybe Houston does come out and bring it to start the game, and Golden State has to respond in the third quarter. If it doesn't go that way, Golden State, I mean, it could be tied. Golden State could be winning. Either way, Golden State is number one in the third quarter. Houston, number 13. There's about a 5-point difference. The line is -1.5 for the third quarter line. So I think that's a great bet there. And as far as the full game, I like the Warriors. The Warriors are 12-2 against the spread when they get less than 50% of the bets. They're 37-20 against the spread as a single point favorite. I would have to like Golden State on the full game, like Golden State on the third quarter. And as far as the total, I agree with the market move. It's gone under 3 of the last 4 games. Golden State is under 26-18 at home. Rockets are under 26-17 away, under 5 of the last 6 games. We know Harden wants to ISO. We know Chris Paul wants to ISO. You have a hurt Steph Curry. You have a hurt Klay Thompson. I just think we see less points.
I like it, Ski, man. You're bringing up a bunch of good points, a bunch of good stats. And yeah, the third quarter lines are out at SBR odds. They're out at 5 dimes, bookmaker, and heritage right now. You quoted it as far as Golden State minus 1.5, 54.5 the total. That third quarter line that you were looking at, looking towards Golden State, I think it's an interesting bet. Is that something that you bet a lot as far as before the game starts, betting the third quarter?
No, it's not. And we talked about when you stop learning, you stop winning. And I've been learning how to bet these quarter bets more and more as the year goes on, and just trying to find my advantages. And I just think that's a good advantage in this game here, especially with like I said, Houston being more rested. And I think Golden State may have to respond in that third quarter.
Yeah, I like it, man. Minus 1.5. You stop learning, you stop winning. That's a good philosophy in sports betting. Also a good philosophy in life, Ski.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I like to learn as much as I can from everybody. All of my elders, I mean, I learned once when I was younger, they told me a lot of things. I didn't listen to any of them. And then once you get older, you think back and like, man, they were right. So I just like to listen and get as much knowledge as I can from everybody.
I agree, man. That's a good way to put it. We got Cliff saying Ski is the best. He is the best on Twitter at Ski Profit. Good guy and a good NBA handicapper for sure. Also handicapping the MLB, right, Ski?
Yeah, MLB. Yep. I do. This is my last day. I have work and then I get a week off. So with that week, I'm going to spend my time catching up on how MLB has been going, looking at WNBA, and just starting to get going in those two sports. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back on the diamond.
Cool, man. WNBA as well. Guys, over 270 people watching. We appreciate it. Please smash the like button. We only got 36 likes. Don't be a lurker. I mean, you can if you want, but it will help Ski and myself out if you do smash the like button. Also, retweet on Twitter. Get the word on the show out. 11 a.m. Eastern time, both Saturday and Sunday. Ski and I will be here breaking down the NBA playoffs. Yeah, Ski is awesome at what he does. Really good in the NBA. George Cruz saying, don't do it, Ski. Don't back Golden State. We got some people saying the Warriors might not be the side here. What is this? Why do you think more people looking to go against Golden State? The injuries?
Well, I mean, for one, I'll say last year, Houston got pretty close to beating Golden State. And I mean, last year, everybody was high on Houston to win already. And then they just thought that Chris Paul got hurt and Houston could have done it had he not got hurt. So then to start this year, everybody's high on Houston already. So a lot of people have future bets on Houston, and just seeing how Golden State is hurt right now and how Houston got that extra rest because the Golden State lost that game 5. They like that. They like that extra rest. They like that the Warriors are hurting right now. They like that Houston was this close to beating the Warriors last year. That's why they're betting it. I mean, I understand they're getting points. They've covered. I mean, they're 3-1 against the spread this year. It makes sense, but I'm just not buying it. I believe my man Caden. The Warriors are bored. They're going to turn it on. They're ready. I know I definitely don't like that Steph Curry and Clay are hurt, but if Steph says he can go, he's not hurt that much. Clay, we'll see how it goes. KD, I think he can put them on his shoulders. Rockets don't have anybody to stop KD. We saw when he wants to do it. We saw what he can do the last game. So Rockets don't have anybody to stop him. I see the Warriors rolling at home. And like I said, they've been 12. They're 12-2 against the spread when nobody likes them. When they get less than 50% of the bets, that's when they actually cover.
Okay, so go against the bet percentage. I like that. We got Ski dropping knowledge from Charles Barkley. Ski, what the NBA and TNT guys, or really any announcers, is Charles Barkley one of your favorites, or you like others a lot more?
Charles is funny. I mean, he gets me laughing a lot. I don't know who I can say is my favorite. I'll probably just go with the LA legend Shaq, but I mean, I like them all. They're all funny, man. It's a great show.
They got a good team going. I'm an Auburn guy, so Charles is my favorite. But you're right. I like them all. They got a good thing going. We got a bunch of people saying like it up from J93, the writer. Paco saying don't lurk. I like it, Paco, for sure, man. BT in the house. Can't stop KD. Who they got to stop Harden? What are you thinking about that, Ski? Who they got to stop Harden?
I'm not going to say anybody's going to stop him completely, but they got somebody who can slow him down in Klay Thompson. And that's why I say we definitely need him to play or we don't need him, but I would definitely like him to play in this game because I mean, as far as I talked about the under, that's I think Harden scoring less points, although Klay Thompson is worth more points as well. But I just like the defense. That's what I see on Harden, and I want to just it's a couple comments from Tomar. I did see one earlier. He said, you can get the Warriors. I think he said -1 or -1.5, like +110. So not thinking that the it's going to go more than 6 games. So I tend to agree. I think the Warriors are way better. And he said Iguodala got hurt last year. If Iguodala didn't get hurt, it would have been a totally different series. And we saw how important Iggy is to Warriors time and time again. I mean, he was the MVP the first time they won. When he was out the lineup, they struggle. I mean, he's the glue. Iguodala and Draymond are the glue for that team.
I agree. It's going to be an interesting matchup as far as the defensive matchups go, especially with some guys, having nick-ups, being a little bit injured, where who they're going to defend against. That comes into it as well, right, Ski?
I'm very sorry. I had a noise over here. Say it one more time, Drew.
I was just saying, like, when guys are injured, you might not want to put them on a guy that's like a really tough guard, so that can change as far as the defensive matchups as well.
Yeah, I agree. If your ankle's bothering you, it'll be tough to keep up. But I mean, they have Iguodala as well. He's great. I mean, let's not forget that year when they won. Like I said, he was on LeBron James, and I mean, my opinion, Cleveland started to put a lot of back screens and try to kill Iggy's back, and you started to see him have back problems. So Iggy's really important. I mean, he can play defense. He can do a lot of other things for this team. I think you'll see him play defense on Harden, Klay if he's going, and probably a couple other guys too. But I like those two the best.
Ski, we got some good comments here. Red Girl saying you let Harden do what he does and focus on the rest of the team. We also got what Marshall saying. I agree, Red Girl. Same with Celtics and Giannis. So both of those, the interesting philosophies. Do you think that's what each coach will do?
I do think they'll make adjustments, and I mean, we saw the Jazz how they played Harden. Harden wasn't effective when they went back to Utah. All they did was keep him from shooting threes and make him shoot his little floater, and he couldn't take advantage. So there's ways to game plan against these players, and the three players, or not the three players, but James Harden and Chris Paul, they're not great around this time. They're not great in the pressure. They choke. Their coach, he chokes. He doesn't get it done. So I don't see them getting it done once again.
Nice, man. And Charles Barkley saying, Ski, don't play. Sir Charles is the funniest dude on that show. Funnier than Ernie, than Shaq, than Kenny. Listen to Drew. He knows the truth. I'll tell you this. I might know the truth in terms of funny guys on the shows, but Ski knows the truth in terms of NBA betting and NBA playoffs. So I'd listen to him as far as who to bet on and who to stay off of. But Ski, anything else you want to throw out, man, before we get to best bets on both of these two games today?
I did see really quick George Cruz say, think about Rockets' mindset right now. I mean, yeah, I understand. They want to come out and kill him. We got a series starting tomorrow, right? We have, let's see, Denver 1 and Denver versus Portland. And off the top, I know that Denver is a terrible first quarter team. Portland's been sitting at home, rested and waiting. Portland's great, not great, but they've been pretty good on the first quarter. I can find these stats. I have them right here. I know Denver did win the first quarter yesterday, so that would make them 1-10. I mean 2-10, 2-9. Their last 11 first quarters, and Portland is 12-4, or my bad, 13-4 now. Their last 17 first quarters against the spread, and 24, 15-4 against the spread on first half. They're number one against the spread in first half. So I'm going to be looking to back Portland early, first quarter or first half in that first game. And as far as the series, I do think that that Denver will beat Portland. I think if Portland would have played San Antonio, literally would have been able to do a little bit more against San Antonio's guards. And I think Denver, they have too much with Jokic and Millsap. And Portland is missing Nurkic, and Cantor's hurt now. So they're really thin with big man over there. So Denver definitely has the advantage. I look for Denver to win the series. As far as that first game, like I said, I'll look for Portland first quarter or first half.
And yeah, quick looks into tomorrow's card. What about the Philadelphia Toronto game, man? As far as the under being the right side in game one, would you look to come out back at it? I mean, we are seeing a shift in the total, the market reacting. 223 was the closing line on yesterday's game. And then in tomorrow's game, we're seeing it 220 and a half. So 2.5 point move on the total towards the under. Does that affect anything as far as maybe going back towards the under tomorrow?
Um, you know what? It's tough. It's tough for me. They dropped it about what 4 points? You said it's 220.
Yeah, seeing mostly 220 and a halves.
I would tend to lean towards the under still, but I just think Philadelphia. I mean, I don't have very much confidence or trust in Brett Brown at all. But I mean, you have to make some kind of adjustments to get your best players going or involved more than what happened in the last game. So I would have to look more into it. I mean, my initial lean is still on the under. I do think Toronto's going to kill them again. The only reason I had a little bit of faith with the Sixers was because Toronto's game one woes, and I don't have faith in the Sixers at all. So, what was the number for the spread?
Seeing it right now as tomorrow's what 220 and a half the total, minus 6.5 Toronto laying at home.
Yeah, and then just off the top of my head on that one, I don't really have the numbers for it, but I think Toronto is maybe like 11-2 or 10-2 on their last so and so first halves. I would look for that to continue. Philly should come out early, but I like what I've seen from Toronto. I think they can shut them down. I talked about it before the game yesterday. I don't see them stopping Kawhi at all. I would look for the Raptors to continue their first half success.
Good stuff, Ski. And man, before we get to best bets, I want to ask you a question because you know a lot about these first quarter, first half, third quarter, just how teams have done in the past. Is that something that you personally do specifically, or do you think that it's just better to do that in the NBA than in other sports, say? Because like in the NFL, I haven't heard a lot of people be like, yo, first quarter, the Dolphins are really good, or so. Well, the Dolphins aren't good in any quarter really, but like the Patriots, first quarter, people just talk about them full game mostly. Is that something specific to the NBA, or is that something that just you're doing?
I will say, I don't think it's specific for the NBA. I think it's just I'm best at NBA in my opinion than the other sports. Like I'm better at NBA than I am at NFL, or I'll say I know more about NBA than I do in NFL, MLB, any other sport. So I can take advantage of the quarters and halves a little bit better than I can in the other sports. Whereas I'd have to cap those full game. I know like first fives and first five team totals are very great in baseball. I learned how to take advantage of those in baseball. So, and I learned that from shout out to Loshak. Like I said, you learn a little something from everybody and you put it into what you do. So I would say it's just a matter of what you know the most about, your knowledge level in the sport. If you know a lot about the sport, you can take advantage of quarters, halves, whatever.
Yeah, and Dan chiming in here, what I do is quarters and halves, some full games. All depends on your best leans for the games. It's just interesting because in the NBA, it seems to even be like, like you'll throw out stats and it's like 10-2 or like 14-4. That seems like a long stretch of a team winning, stacking up units if you've been riding them. So I don't think that it happens as much in other sports, but I could be wrong. That's kind of just what I wanted to get your opinion on.
Well, I just think certain parts of the season, like at certain parts of the season, they start to catch up to the numbers and what's been hitting and what hasn't. And when they catch up, you have to take advantage of it in a different way. And so that's just kind of where I've been going as far as taking the quarters and the halves. Like in the playoffs, some of these numbers have been pretty crazy. So I try to narrow it down to where I can get a better number in a smaller amount of time.
Okay, and Red Girl's saying it's a little bit tougher with the NFL. Well, Ralph saying hit the like button, help the guys out. Yep, we appreciate that, Ralph. But Ski, is there anything else you want to throw out, man, before we get to best bets?
I'm just looking at comments here. I found myself talking to Tomar a lot. Portland is a great first quarter team. Lillard usually plays the whole first quarter, but at altitude, teams don't have legs early often. Well, I mean, if they're not going to have legs in game one when they've been resting, when else are they going to have legs? So maybe you like Denver to sweep if you feel that way, or Denver. I don't know, but they've been rested. Like you said, they're a great first quarter team. I don't see why you would change. I don't see them being tired.
Okay. And shout out to Tomar. He's always got good stuff in the chat box. El Duque in here. NFL halves totals are good bets. John saying it's proven best long-term value generator is betting baseball streaks after 3 wins until they lose. Baseball, I like betting streaks for sure. Tomar saying, I'm saying when teams play at altitude, it takes a quarter for teams to adjust a lot. So specifically to Denver, I can see that it taking them a full quarter to even get used to it. Ski.
Okay, I hear that point. I can see that point. And as far as that baseball is a sport. When I started capping, I found that it is very streaky. When teams start winning, they go on win streaks, and I learned to not go against the streaks. So I mean, I definitely think baseball is a streaky sport. Like how you said, it's a lot of 12-2 or something. I feel like teams go on runs in baseball too, like that. Maybe it's full game though. Maybe it's not necessarily halves or something like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Baseball's streaky, man. And anybody that's played baseball, even at a little league level, like some days, or you're seeing it and the ball looks like a grapefruit, and then some days it looks like a golf ball, and you could see that even happening at the major league level. So when teams are hitting, I tend to not want to step in front of them, kind of no matter what the price is. But obviously the price is the biggest indicator of which way to bet. But yeah, no, good discussion there on first quarter, first half, third quarter bets, because you've been doing well, man, and you really throw out the stats and know it well. At Ski Profit on Twitter. Great follow for NFL betting. Ski, I'm leaning Bucks third quarter. What do you think about that? Yeah, we were talking about the Warriors third quarter. What about the other 1 seed Bucks third quarter, Ski?
I know they're a great third quarter team as well, but my thinking in this one is, I mean, I have Boston on the full game. I like the Bucks early on that first quarter because Boston is a terrible first quarter team. Boston gets it together in that second quarter. I don't think that Milwaukee's running away with this game. I think it's going to be a close game. So me thinking that the first quarter goes the Bucks way, second quarter goes the Celtics way, and it's a fairly close game at halftime. I don't really think that third quarter Bucks come out and pull away. So I wouldn't necessarily like it in this spot. I like the Golden State third quarter a lot more today. I think who was that to ask the question? Was it Red Girl maybe? I think I saw her ask.
Yes, yeah, that was Red Girl.
Yeah, I would like the Golden State third quarter more today because I talked about it's about a 5 point differential, and I can see Houston. I think I saw another guy, George, in the chat say, think about Houston's mindset. They're going to come out ready and rolling. I can see that in the first half, and Golden State having to respond in the third quarter. So I would like Golden State more on that third quarter than the Bucks today.
Good stuff, Ski. And we got Tomar agreeing with you. Milwaukee looks overrated in the futures market at even money to win the East. This spread looks inflated too on Boston. Yeah, we already talked. Ski, in Ski's opinion, he thinks the winner of this series will win the East, although Toronto has looked better. And he might have underrated them, but still he thinks the winner of the East will come out of this series. But guys, please smash the like button, and we will get to best bets, and we'll close down the show here. Ski, I'm thinking, you're the portrait to the show. I'm the frame. I think we should leave you for second in best bets. You cool with that?
Most definitely. I'm good with that.
All right, man. I'm gonna come at it. I was thinking of. I like the 1 seeds, man, to move on. So going off of what we just talked about, I think I'm gonna go with your Golden State. I was thinking Golden State third quarter or Milwaukee first quarter. But after what we talked about, man, in the stats you threw out about the third quarter, I'm going to go -1.5 here on Golden State. You can get it at Bookmaker, at Heritage, or at 5 Dimes. All of them -1.5, -110. I'm going Warriors third quarter -1.5 as my best bet for today. Yeah. That's in the late game. But yeah, Ski, any comments on my best bet? And man, have at it for your best bet.
I definitely like it a lot. And maybe you like that Milwaukee one too. If you like Milwaukee, like I said, you like them on the first quarter. 8-2 first quarter against the spread. Their last 10 and 1-7 their last 8 against the spread for Boston. They've been starting slow. So if you like Milwaukee, you like them early. I do think you made the right decision though, taking Golden State. I like that one more. So
Thanks, man.
as far as my best bet goes, I'll take it to the other game. I kind of have a decision to make. I did like both of the unders in both of the games today, and we'll see. I may play one or the other, but my best bet for today, I made yesterday. It's Boston plus the points. I think it's too many points in this game. I don't think Milwaukee is 8 points better than Boston. I think Milwaukee, like Tomar says, is being overrated. They're overrated to win the East at even money. They're overrated right now in this game. Plus, I took plus 7.5 yesterday. The number now I think is 8, Drew, but that's my best bet.
Yeah, we can lock you in at 8 right now, pretty much across the board at 8. 7.5s are all but wiped out. Just 1 7.5 at Bovada. So yeah, plus 8 on Boston for ski profit. Guys in the chat, feel free to throw out what you're betting here at the end. We'll try to throw it out to everybody. Let's see, El Duque, Rico money in here. Boston first half from Rico. JC Alvarez in the house. Any thoughts on moneyline parlay, Bucks and Warriors minus 110? My thoughts are, JC, I would always recommend betting them separately. Don't put them into a parlay. I'm not a big fan of that. I think over the long term, if you just bet both bets separately, you'll do better. But anything here, Ski, any advice for him parlaying those two?
I don't think I would like it just to get the minus 110. I think there would be easier bets, or you could just make one bet to get the minus 110. I would like plus money if I'm doing a parlay. And I did want to ask you, Drew, as far as for me making some decisions here. You've heard me talk about Golden State. I heard you say you like the 1 seeds. What do you think about the market and everybody loving Houston today? You have any feel on the full game?
I mean, the injuries I think could be part of it here. Obviously, game ones, I've always felt in the past in the NBA, it's a little bit more volatile just because the lower seed can come out firing and especially in years past, we've seen him, give him a good game and stay within the number. So that's something that keeps me off of the full game. That's why I liked your analysis on the third quarter coming right out with a lot pointing towards Golden State doing well in the third quarter. That's why I went that route. But yeah, game ones, I like 1 seeds, to win out in the series and ultimately meet each other, Milwaukee versus Golden State in the NBA Finals. But in game ones, it's always a little risky here. And you're right, man. Boston and Houston are both pretty talented. So to stay within the number, I would stay off of it full game. And I just like your analysis on the third quarter here with Golden State and also the first quarter with Milwaukee because Boston's been such a slow starter.
Cool, yeah. So I'd just like to leave everybody with a kind of general idea where I'm going. I did say my best bet is that Boston plus the points. I love the bet that Drew made as his best bet. I'm going to be on that one as well. And I'm going to choose between the under in both of the games. So I like under in both the games today. I'm most likely going to pick one. If I don't, then my 2 plays will be Boston plus the points and that third quarter Golden State.
Great stuff, Ski, man. One of the best in the business in terms of NBA betting, NBA playoffs, at Ski Profit on Twitter. I'm Drew Martin, at Drew Martin Bets on Twitter. Vegas Gun saying, great show, guys. Hit the like button on the way out. Please do. That does help us out. JC Alvarez, thank you for tuning in. George Cruz, Rockets, Moneyline. It is time. My thoughts, Boston 8 is a trap. Bucks first quarter, Boston full game, plus 7.5 from Buck Nasty. Marshall Hoffman, like in all of them. Giannis run line. Sharp money in the house. Good luck, everyone. Peace, Drew and Ski. Peace to you, Sharp Money. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ski, enjoy the rest of your weekend, man. And what, you got a week off from work? You're feeling good, man. There's Friday feelings for you, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I'll you know what? I'll do some more videos and stuff, and I'll put some more stuff out since I'll have more time this coming week. But on Monday, I know in the morning I'm going to be sleeping in, so don't expect anything till afternoon time.
Sleep in, man. You deserve it. And so what? You got to work the rest of the day, and then you got 5 or 7 days off?
Yeah, I get I got to work the rest of today, and I don't have to come back until the not tomorrow, but the following Monday. So I get a full 7 days. I might even go. Maybe I'll go to Vegas or something and go hang out over there.
Cool, man. Maybe I'll go to Vegas. That sounds like a pretty cool life, bro. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. Good stuff,
Hey,
man.
it's kind of makes it easier for me though. I will say because my sister just moved there. She just got a really good job over there, so I can go visit her and also go do some things I like to do.
Absolutely, man. What, are you head to the sports books?
Oh, of course. I'm gonna hit the sports books. I like to play. I like to play roulette. I like to play. I did used to like the crap table, but now I find myself I like the crap machine. So I play the crap machine. I play roulette, or I'll go to the sports book and hang out.
What do you mean the crap machines?
Like it's just like a crap table, but you play. It's like you sit around this machine, and you push the button to roll the dice. When it comes to your turn, you place the bets on the screen. It's just like playing craps at the table. It's just like you're doing it on your computer, so to say. And in the middle, they have the dice, and everything's rolling around. I don't know. I just feel like I win more money playing that than playing on the actual table. So I'm all about winning the money.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever's working for you, stick to it, man. What's your favorite sports book in Vegas, or some of your favorite?
Um, I'll say I like hip hop, so I like Planet Hollywood. And besides that, I had a good time. One time I stayed at the Aria. Um, those two between Planet Hollywood and Aria are probably my favorites.
Yeah, I like Planet Hollywood. I like it's a cool vibe in there. Even like in the casino, there's like kind of girls dancing and stuff. It's a pretty cool vibe.
Yeah, nowhere. I don't think they do that at any other casinos or hotels. They got girls dancing everywhere, every table.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They do it a couple places like in downtown Vegas off of Fremont Street, but not really on the Strip.
Yeah, downtown was pretty cool too when we had IFBC, but I mean it is a totally different experience on the strip. I definitely like Planet Hollywood. I had Bitcoin for a while. That's where I found like the first Bitcoin machine. They got a machine in there for you to like use and do everything with Bitcoin.
Nice, man. Yeah, so that makes it a little easier too. Keith Sauter, great show. Great. Thanks for tuning in. Daryl Lyles, Miss J, QQ Wilson, Jake Go. What's up, man? Keith Sadler, Dougie Rodriguez, J93, the writer. Ralph, what's up, man? Sharp Money. Tomar, always good thoughts. Reginald, Dougie, everyone in the chat box. Thank you for chiming in. Ski, any last thoughts before we shut this down?
Just good luck to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to breaking it down with you again next time, Drew.
All right, Ski. Well, guys, we'll be back 11 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Ian Cameron will be joining us. He's Ski Profit, knows the NBA playoffs and betting as good as anybody out there, at Ski Profit on Twitter. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. He's on Boston +8 for his best bet. I am on Golden State Warriors -1.5 in the third quarter. Both games during the day today. So best luck with your bets today. Have a fun, safe rest of the weekend, and we will see you next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Peace.